Good morning, students. In today's class, we will continue with Chapter 3, Log On to MS Access 2010. Okay, Chapter 1 and 2 we have completed. Those who have not done their work, please complete your work and send it to me for checking. Okay, now start with Chapter 3. Open your book, page number 26. A database, what is database? It is an organized way of storing information quickly and efficiently. It helps us to manage and access large amount of information quickly and efficiently. For example, I will explain you what is database. Unknowingly, we all use database in our daily life. Like we maintain our personal address diaries where we record addresses and telephone numbers of our friends. This is also a database. We maintain the information alphabetically so that whatever any information is needed, we are able to browse and extract the information quickly. Okay, from time to time we keep on adding new addresses and also update the contact numbers and postal addresses of our friends if there is any change. All these operations that we perform like adding, updating, sorting, editing, deleting, etc. all the functions of a database. You can see telephone directory. It is a dictionary containing a list of students and their addresses, keeping their records pertaining academic. List of groceries in a grocery stores, catalog in a library, list of customers in a bank, maintaining employees' information in the offices and organization, etc. are the examples of different types of database. Quick quiz is to save the database, press Ctrl and S key combination or choose Save option from the File tab. It is another quick quiz. Give any real life example of database apart from the given one. Just think about it. It is very difficult to maintain a database manually when there are hundreds and thousands of records as the chances of committing in error increasing. Okay, computerizing record keeping system is a collection of programs that enable you to store, modify and extract information from a database known as DBMS. Database Management System. It saves our time and energy. Moreover, to a great extent, it reduces the chances of errors creeping into the database. Therefore, data handling using DBMS becomes fast and efficient. Okay. There is one, let's know more. Microsoft SQL Server is an example of DBMS that serves database requests from multiple users. The latest version is SQL. What is the difference between a file and a database? Okay, file is a collection of information, but a database can be a collection of different types of files. Okay, if you think about any example for database, just like our school database. Okay, in school there is a database we are creating for collecting all the information about students, staffs, and other things like furnitures. Okay, infrastructure of the school. So many things is coming in our mind if we think about database of a school. Okay, everything if we maintain in the computer with any software, it is very easy and convenient. Okay, and if we do this manually, it will take so much time and energy also. So it is difficult to maintain manually all the databases. Just go through this different types of databases. There are mainly two types of database. First, flat file database. Flat file database refers to data file that contain records which have a small fixed number of fields without any structured relationship. Like for example, Microsoft Excel. Now second is relational database. Relational database store data in several tables and link those tables together to get a common piece of information. For example, Microsoft Access, SQL, Oracle. Okay, what are the different database objects in Microsoft Access? Okay, first I will explain you about structure of a database. Okay, what things included in database? Database contains a specific structure to store data. Let us study about some basic terminologies used in a database that will help us in getting acquainted with the functioning of DBMS. First option is tables. Okay, what are tables? Tables are the building blocks of database. They store the complete data in a structured manner, for example, in the form of rows and columns. Every table has a finite number of columns and rows. It means we can have any number of columns and rows in a table. Elements of a table are first fields. These are the fields name we have to assign. Okay, this is the according to our requirement. Okay, in which field we want to make our database and what are the requirements for. Suppose we have made the mark sheet of the students. So field names can be a roll number, father's name, and marks of any subjects like English, Maths, anything. So these are the field names called field names, and all the field names is presented in the columns. So all the columns in a table are called fields. So a field describes specific attributes of all the records in a table as shown in the figure. For example, the field that mentions the roll number of table students will store the roll numbers of all the students. Okay, these are and rows. And what are the records? The row in a table are called record. So field names contain all the students field, like roll number of all the students, father's name of all the students' father's name, and the records occupy only one record of a student. Okay, particular record of a student, like record of roll number 1. Roll number 1's father's name, his or her English, Maths or Hindi marks. This is the one record of roll number 1. So rows is called a record. Record contains the values for all the fields that belong to a particular. Will store the number of all the students and the values for all the fields that belong to a single person or entity. For example, when you enter data of all the fields such as roll number, father's name, marks for a given student, it creates a new row in a table, which is called a record. This is a record. One row. This is the one row and this is the one record. And what is data? Data is whatever information we have written in the columns and rows. A set of characters that represents a valid value is known as data. For example, number 1, Sandeep, 89, 79, and 60 are the data values of the specific fields of the following table students. Now let us discuss fields and field versus records. Okay, now I think you can understand what are fields and what are records. Fields represent in columns and record represent in rows. So now next element of a structure in a database is now queries. So what are queries? Database store vast amount of data, but queries help us to retrieve the filtered data based upon some conditions. Queries are also used to perform actions such as delete, update, etc. on the data based upon some criteria like conditions. Okay, in the query, we can sort out the data, whatever we want, which field we want to take. If we want to see only, we can see that data. Okay, vast amount of data, but queries help us to retrieve the filter data based upon the conditions. Okay. Now next element is forms. Forms are the user-friendly interface that facilitate the process of entering data in the tables and queries. In the form has an interactive interface that accepts data in the from the user and forwards it to the corresponding tables or query. Okay, with the form we can represent our data well and in the understanding and attractive way. So next, reports. Reports are used to display selected data in a printable format. We can print our database or table. Report collect the summarized data from one or more tables, queries, and organized in a printable form. So we can take print with the report of our database. Now understand what is Microsoft Access, and we are following the version 2010 of Microsoft Access. It's a database software. We can make databases in this software. Okay, every software has a special feature and special use, like Word for long typing, Excel for tabular calculation work, Paint for drawing, painting. Like this, in Access we can maintain long database in a presentable manner. Access is the most popular and powerful RDBMS, like Relational Database Management System. Full form of RDBMS is Relational Database Management System, that serves as an integral part of the Microsoft Office suite of applications. It organizes data in the form of tables. Okay, it also provides the facility to create relationship between these tables by using common fields. A relational database prevents duplication of data. Another important feature of Access is that you can add, update, delete, view data, and establish relationship by using forms. Find and retrieve data in desired way by using queries, and print data in a specific layout by using reports. Some other popular RDBMS are Sybase, Oracle, and MySQL. Structured query language. Okay, nowadays SQL is very popular database software. Now there is another, let's know. The standard file name extension of database in Microsoft Access 2010 is .accdb. What is the extension name of Access? .accdb is the extension name of Access file. Now let us understand the concept of relationship with the help of an example. To maintain students' database in RDBMS, instead of entering all the records in a single table, you can split our fields into two tables having a common column, such as roll number. Students information table, like this. The information table consists of information about students, like this. We can enter. To enter the details of student, percentage, grades, you do not have to enter all the fields in separate table which have already entered in student information table. You will take only a common field in the second table, and by linking on this common field you can retrieve the desired set of records from both the table. This is called relational database. We have discussed earlier. Now there is another table we have made, marks table. Notice that the value of roll number field in marks table are the same as the values in the students information table. This is the common field in both the tables. So you can define a relationship between both the tables using a common field. Okay, for maintaining relationship between two tables, we have to choose one common field in both the tables. So roll number is the common field. In this way, RDBMS reduces the duplicity of data.